Hey all, here at OS Reviews. You're watching our quick hands-on first look at the E-Yooso K700. This is a single-hand mechanical keyboard essentially designed for gaming. There are customizable keys that you can tap on once to do a certain command, like squatting or firing something in an action game, and you can also begin recording, say, a video. Design-wise, it's basically a mechanical keyboard that's been split in half. And what's interesting is the company, E-Yooso, seems to also make the right side of the keyboard if you want to shell out some additional cash, and you're able to connect the two, the left and the right, together into a full keyboard that's kind of split in the center, maybe for better ergonomics. Now, this isn't the first single-hand mechanical keyboard that we've checked out. A few months back, we reviewed one from Coolertron that is designed for PUBG with the PUBG-specific keycaps, and essentially it's the exact same concept. The only difference is the E-Yooso here has a wrist pad, which is magnetic, and it also has rainbow backlit colors, so it's RGB compared to the Coolertron, which had just a single tone. Blue switches are very tactile, but also produce a fairly loud clicking sound. It's one of the most common keycaps from mechanical switches, so if you're in a really quiet environment, as I'll show you guys in a moment, it may not be the best choice, but if you're in your own room, it could still be an excellent option to consider. Contents of the packaging include the actual keyboard. We also have a USB Type-C cable. It's nice to see the latest modern standard here as opposed to, say, micro USB. Simply connects to your PC or Mac. We have the detached wrist pad, which again is using magnets to stay onto the bottom section of the unit, which is very convenient. And also we have the quick user guide. Now, just a closer look at its construction quality here. The keyboard itself is made out of aluminum from the front, so it does have a pretty stable and sturdy faceplate. The base of the keyboard, however, is made out of plastic. Now, on the side here is where we have the Type-C port to connect to your computer, and there's also a full-size USB port, which very interestingly does two things. The first function is, yes, you can actually connect, say, a mouse or another accessory here. The second use is to link it to the aforementioned right side of the keyboard, which is optional, and basically you can stitch the two together using that USB to USB cable. Here's the profile of the keyboard with these very sharp tapered edges on the sides, and here is what it looks like on the bottom with the two magnets, and on the rear with just the soft pads to prevent it from sliding around. Now, one thing that we don't get on this model is kickstands or feet to pop it up at an elevated angle, so what you see here is basically what you get. It already has a slightly ergonomic dip towards the center. Keycaps are very easy to remove if you do need to wash these or replace them with a different style, and this is what the blue switch looks like underneath. So like most keyboards, this unit is simply plug and play, doesn't require any drivers, and just takes power from the USB port on your PC. Or you can also use a Mac, and even Chromebooks, it's all recognized without any issues. In terms of animations, this is basically the M1 default mode, the rainbow color. M2 allows us to go into a much slower transition, all the same color, but then it slowly fades to cover the entire spectrum of the rainbow. And then tapping on M2 again restarts it to red. The M3 is actually turning everything off, and then M4 is kind of a customizable one which reacts to the keys as you are typing along. It produces these slight trail and then a memory effect before slowly fading away. Here's a quick typing test and sound test. So overall, it does feel very tactile and responsive, but again, does produce a little bit of noise. Now, the benefit of a mechanical keyboard, of course, compared to a regular membrane-style keyboard, is you don't have to exert as much force to press down on a button. The switches are doing most of the action for you. You simply need to press down ever so slightly, and then the entire thing goes all the way down. It also has much more depth of travel and feedback compared to, say, a regular keyboard, which should theoretically make your gaming experience more reactive, more responsive, and enjoyable. The nice thing though is since it is split in half, you can just position it at the angle that you want to for your wrist and make it a bit more comfortable than simply straight on like on your laptop. So overall, I found it to be quite comfortable, and again, similar to the Coolertron. So that's more or less it. A very simple product. Again, not anything too complicated. Basically, it's just a one-handed plug-and-play USB Type-C keyboard, a mechanical keyboard exclusive for gaming with special commands that you can program, and RGB backlighting as well. Furthermore, it's a bit less specialized than the PUBG Coolertron keyboard that we checked out, so if you're interested in playing back other titles and games, this might be a better choice. So if interested, you can check out more details in the links down below, but for now that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews, a pretty solid single-hand gaming mechanical keyboard overall. This has been the E-Yooso K700.